Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. My name is Alex from Swoosh English, and in today's mini class, we're going to have a look at some tips relating to writing. So, hello to everyone who is here in the group today, in the Facebook group. In relation to writing, I'm going to look specifically at issues to do with grammar. So I just want you to share right at the start of this class, what are some issues that you have when you do your writing in terms of grammatical errors, grammatical mistakes that might come up. So I've spent quite a lot of time looking at people's writing, and I've seen some of the particular common errors. So it'll be interesting to see what you pick up on, or what you've seen people like me and other people who work with the OET writing correction, what they've picked up on. So hello to everyone. Hi, Bridget. Hi, Michael. Hi, Mildred. Great to see you here today. Hi, Christina, as well. What are some errors that you've had thus far, guys, when you've done your writing in the OET? What are some things which you have seen me correct or other people correct? Or if you've worked with other schools, what have you seen them pick up on as well? Okay, so Bridget is saying articles. That's something which she has had some issues with. Anyone else had similar issues with a similar aspect of their writing? Articles is definitely a big one. Absolutely. Okay. Hi there, Jamal. See you come in as well. Hi, Rubar. Tintu as well. Hi to you. Great to see so many people are participating today in this mini class. Some of you are saying that you are sharing the class. That's fantastic. Bear in mind, obviously, because it is a mini class, sometimes there can be quite a lot of information, so it's great to share it, watch it again, and pick up as much information as you can from what we do here. Okay, so Mildred and Sadia are saying tenses. Yep, tenses is definitely a big one, and that is something which we had a look at together last week. So do make sure that you have a look at that video if you haven't already. Christina, articles in the past participle, and Tintu, tenses. Yeah, so definitely tenses and articles are the two main things, aren't they, when it comes to writing in terms of things that we struggle with. So we looked at tenses last week. Lo and behold, this week, I want us to have a look at articles. So let me share this with you now then. So here we are, including articles, how to write more accurately for the OET. That's what I want us to focus on today. So we're going to look at some guidelines in terms of when we use the indefinite, definite, and zero article. So indefinite, we're looking at or un. Definite, we're looking at the. And the zero article is where we don't need to use an article at all. So there are some rules here which are quite simple that we can look at. Some of them which take a little bit more time to digest. But as I say, I'm going to provide an overview here, and I'm going to provide an opportunity to do a little bit of practice at the end. So together, hopefully, we can do some useful practice. So first of all, then, let's just have a quick look. Check your noun. So articles are only ever going to be used as part of a noun phrase. There has to be a noun which the article is in some way qualifying. So these are the questions that we want to ask ourselves. Is the noun singular or plural? Is it countable or uncountable? Can you say, for example, if it's a chair, that's countable. You can say one chair, two chairs, three chairs. But if you look at a noun like furniture, that's uncountable because you can't say one furniture, two furnitures. You just have some furniture. So that's a question we want to ask ourselves. Is it countable or uncountable? And asking ourselves these questions, let's have a look at this example. We've got patient presented with severe bruises. So imagine that we're using this sentence in our writing. Which articles do we need to use in this case? Do we need to use a indefinite article? So or an un? Do we need to use the definite article, the, or is it a zero article? Do we not need to use an article here? So have a look at this example then, patient presented with severe bruises. And in the chat, I want you to put down what you think, whether you think we should be using articles here, and if so, which one, or whether you think it's unnecessary to use articles. So let's just have a quick look at what we're saying here. Okay, great. So Christina is saying the patient. and also saying a severe for severe bruises. Any other responses here? Thank you, Christina, for sharing that with us. So anyone else want to give their responses to what they think? The patient presented with a severe bruises. Great, that's Christina's response. Do we agree with Christina? Do we think she's got it right? Michael agrees. The patient. Good. Any other? So Sadia saying the for patient, and then saying no article, so we don't need an article for severe bruises. Any other responses? Bridget agrees with Sadia, saying no article for severe, and Mildred, the patient with severe bruises. So it looks like we are agreeing on most of these. Bruises, Sadia says, is uncountable, or bruises are uncountable. Christina, the patient for definite. Okay, Felicia, the patient with a severe bruises. Okay, so some good responses here. Let's clarify then. So we should be putting potentially an article here. It would be the patient presented with severe bruises. So we need to use the definite article for the patient. So well done for those who said that. But there is no article with severe bruises. And why is the question? If you put something different to that, well, let's have a look. We're going to have a look at why now. So the first step we need to look at then is we've identified the noun. So we've got patient, that's the noun. Are we being general or specific? So if we're being general, if we're not talking about anything specific, then we can use an indefinite article. So we might say, for example, a patient presented with severe bruises. If we say a patient, then it could be any patient. We're not being specific. We're not talking about one patient in particular. Using the patient shows that we are being specific. So at the beginning of our referral or discharge letters, we are writing about a specific patient. We'll write their name, for example, Michael Brown. And then everything that we write about in relation to a patient is going to be in relation to Michael Brown. So we're being specific. Specific means we use the definite article, okay, which is the. Hence why we use the patient, which is what all of you said. If we're being more general, then we wouldn't use the. Okay, step 2. Are we mentioning something for the first or the second time? So let's have a look here with the example of staph infection. So if we're mentioning it for the first time, so the reader is being introduced to a new piece of information, then we would use the indefinite article. So we can see here, the patient is presenting with a staph infection. Indefinite article, it's the first time. However, when we refer to the infection later in the letter, we now use the definite article because now the reader has knowledge about the staph infection. So using the is a way to communicate the fact that we are referring to something that we have already mentioned. So we've got the patient is presenting with a staph infection to begin with, a staph infection. Then we say the infection is now showing signs of healing. So the referring to the fact that we've mentioned the infection before. So that's something else that we want to think about, okay? We're mentioning something for the second time, we use the. If we're mentioning it for the first time, it's more likely we use the indefinite article. So or an. Okay, so of course, just before we get to the summary, why was it severe bruises? Why not a severe bruises? Well, let's quickly go back to our first step here, checking our nouns. So are they singular or plural? If a noun is singular, then we can use a or an. Okay, so if it was severe bruise, not severe bruises, then we could have said a severe bruise. But because it's plural, if you've got a plural noun, you cannot use the indefinite article. So you cannot say a severe bruises because we can't use a or an with plural nouns. Okay, so that's why we cannot use a or an with severe bruises. So bruise is countable. It's not uncountable, but used in the plural form, we cannot use a or an, okay? We could use some potentially, but some is referring to the fact that there's a limited number. Generally speaking, we just wouldn't use an article or a determinant such as some in this case. So just severe bruises, 0 article in this case, okay? The other question, is the noun countable or uncountable? If it's countable and it's singular, we can use or un. So again, we could say a severe bruise. We said a staph infection. But if it's plural, so we're talking about infections, sorry, if we've looked at plural, so obviously we can't use if it's plural, but if it's uncountable, so for example, we look at the word, the example that I gave before was something like furniture, then we cannot use or un, the indefinite article, before an uncountable noun. So a word which is a little bit more relevant to the context of the OET writing might be information. Okay, so we want to give the medical practitioner some information about the patient. We can't use or un with information because it's uncountable. You can't say one information, two informations. So because that word is uncountable, we cannot use the indefinite article or un. Okay, so that's the key. Check your nouns. Are they singular? Are they plural? Are they countable? Are they uncountable? And also, are you mentioning something for the first time or the second time? Is it something which is specific, or is it something which is general? So obviously, there's quite a few, there's quite a bit of information in here. So do make sure that you review this if there's anything that you are unclear about. So I'm just going to move now to a quick summary, which we can see here, which is going through what I've just said before. So and un, you can see we can use it when a noun is singular and countable, and when a noun has a general reference and or is being referred to for the first time. So a staph infection, it's singular, it's countable, you can have one infection, two infections, it has a general reference. Well, in this case, it's being referred to for the first time, isn't it? We're talking about a staph infection for the first time. We cannot use and un if a noun is plural or countable, or is being referred to for the second time, or even more. Maybe you're referring to it for the third time or the fourth time even. No article is if the noun is plural and countable, and if the noun has a general reference or is being referred to for the first time. We wouldn't use no article if the noun is singular and countable or is being referred to for a second time. In this case, we would use the. And as you can see, the, if a noun is singular or plural and countable or uncountable and has a specific reference and or is being referred to for a second time. So we can use the if it's countable or uncountable, singular or plural, it doesn't matter. The key is it being referred to for the first time or the second time, and does it have a specific reference? And the only time in the cases where we wouldn't use the would be if the noun actually has a general reference or it's being referred to for the first time. So again, going back to the examples, a staph infection versus the infection. Okay, so a little bit of practice then. You'll see on the screen that we've got some examples, 5 examples, where there are mistakes. All of these sentences contain errors. So what I want you to do is to identify what the error is in each of these examples. Okay. So thank you, Christina. Christina liked the explanation. Thank you very much. So have a look at these examples and see what you think. So we'll do the first one together. The patient's arm was placed in sling. What is the problem here? There is definitely a problem. What is the problem? Can you share in the chat, please? Okay, so let's see what we've got then. Fantastic. So Rathna is saying a sling. Mosina is also saying a sling. Brilliant. Okay, so yeah, we want to use a sling, don't we? In this case, good. Anna's saying the same thing because of the fact that sling is singular and it's also countable, isn't it? So we could say 1 sling, 2 slings. So yeah, we need a sling in this case. So I'm just going to give you a minute or so to have a look at examples B, C, D, and E. Please share in the chat if you can find out or work out what the mistake is in each case. So let's see what people are saying in the chat. So Christina saying to the psychologist. Yeah, Tinsy with Usling. That's absolutely right, Tinsy. It was Usling for A. So for D, that will be Christina giving response. No, I suggest that the patient be referred to the psychologist. She's saying. Any other responses here? Let's see if we can see any other responses. Okay, so Rosella is saying a further complaint. Mosina is saying the complaint. Okay, so some good responses here. Keep them coming. Michael is saying the complaint. Mosina, a psychologist. Great. Okay, some great responses coming in here. The complaint, Ademola. Tinsy saying the complaint as well. Okay, brilliant. So yeah, as I say, some really good responses. Let's have a quick look then at the answers to see if we got them correct. So the first one we looked at together was Usling. And as we said, it was singular countable. B, the patient returned to my surgery with a further complaint. Well done. Again, it was singular countable, so complaint is countable. So we need to use a. C, I addressed the complaint. Fantastic, because remember now it's the second reference, isn't it, in this case? So we're referring to the previous sentence. Second reference to complaint, the. D, I suggest that the patient be referred to a psychologist. So singular countable psychologist. Some of you said, I think Christina said the psychologist. It could be the psychologist if we know the specific psychologist we're talking about. So it depends a little bit in this case. If it's a specific psychologist, it could be the. If it's not, if it's more general, if it could be any psychologist, then it would be a. So it would depend a little bit on the context here. So it could be a or the. And for E, I advise the patient that I couldn't provide further information, so we need to get rid of the. It shouldn't be the further. Get rid of a. It shouldn't be a further information because information is uncountable. So therefore, we need to use a zero article in this case. Yeah. Because as we said, uncountable nouns we can't use indefinite articles with. Okay, so that was a little bit of practice then in order to have a look at articles. If it is something which does cause all the problems, but if you can go over this and look at some of the general rules, they can be used as a really good guideline to help you when you're not quite sure, should I be using an article or not? So, so I hope you found that useful. And I think Alex
Absolutely, Alexander.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. This is Alex from Swoosh. Really good lesson from Alexander. And so many students have been commenting. We've got lots of people saying Tinsy, a psychologist. D, yeah, a psychologist from Ademola. A, complaint. Very good. So Rathner, C is the complaint. So lots and lots of people who are commenting. Alexander and I are going to be sticking around for any questions that people have. So if you do have questions, please put them in the chat box. And really, it's such a great topic to focus on because students over the last 5.5 years at Swoosh English has been helping thousands of students around the world. We always see difficulties with students when it comes to articles, not knowing the difference between countable nouns and uncountable nouns. So hopefully Alexander has been able to explain that in a bit more detail to you today and make it a bit easier to understand, because like I said, so many students get so bogged down in it and they get so confused by when they should use when they should use the, when they shouldn't use any of them, like Alex talked about when he referred to information. Let's see what other people are saying. Hi, Alex, said Michael. Hi, Christina. Hi, nice to see you, Christina. And I've seen you in our classes before. And yeah, so Pooja said, can I see it again? Yes, you can see. You can go back to this video. We'll keep it on Facebook so you can re-watch this video as many times as you like. And tomorrow we've got another free class that we're doing on Facebook. Let me know if you would like to attend that. It's going to be at the same time. However, we're also going to make a registration link available to students. So if you want to come inside the class, okay, and not just watch on Facebook Live, but you want to have a more interactive experience with Alexander and myself, we're going to be in the live class tomorrow. So we'll give you a registration link where you can come inside with us and you can ask questions, get your questions answered quicker and be more involved in the class. We're going to do an OET writing class. So we are going to analyze an OET letter from start to finish and tell you how this letter could be improved so that it could get a grade A. Lots of our VIP students have got grade A's before, and obviously you don't need to get a grade A, you can get a grade B as well, but we will show you how you can take that from a grade B to a grade A. Make sure if you want a free mini mock examination that we are giving, you can see in the description today, just make sure, step one, you share this video to your Facebook page. And then step two, underneath this video, just say, I have shared the OET live class video. So I have shared the OET live class video, and we will give you access to a free mini mock exam. So like I said, step one, share it to your Facebook page. Step two, right underneath this video, I have shared the OET live class video, and you will get a free mini OET reading and listening mock exam. So you can test it out on our platform. It's there for you, and you can get some good practice in there. So let me know if you want to come to the class tomorrow. Let's see what people are saying underneath. What time UK time? Said Christina. It's 12 p.m. Mosina says, I want to join. Okay, 12 p.m. UK time. Definitely will be there. Said Bridget. Fantastic. Pooja, thank you so much. You're very welcome. Anna. Hi, Alex. Nice to see you, Anna. Okay, no problem. Tinsy, I've shared the OET live class video. Fantastic. So like I said, step one, share it to your Facebook page. Step two, right underneath, I have shared the OET live class video, and you'll get it automatically sent to your inbox. And we are very excited because tomorrow is going to be a brand new swoosh, a brand new look into how we are helping students. And from tomorrow onwards, we're going to be showing you how over the last few months, we've been speaking to hundreds of our students and working with our teachers to see how we can better prepare you for your OET exam. So we're going to be providing more mock exam practice materials, more OET live classes, more support from our teachers, more writing corrections in all of our packages. We have become known for unlimited writing corrections in our packages. So more is the answer here at Swoosh. So we're going to be telling you a bit more tomorrow, and also I should say more affordable as well, because a lot of students have said that our packages are too expensive for them. So we've got packages that we're going to be announcing tomorrow that are starting at a price of $59 US. So $59 US is our basic package, and we are going to tell you more about that tomorrow. So make sure you come along. This is more than affordable, whether you're in India, the Philippines, Europe, South America, wherever you are in the world. So we want to be able to not just reach thousands of students, we want to be reaching tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of students, so that you can pass your OET or IELTS exam, whichever one you're doing. Of course, you're here today for OET, so I'm guessing it's OET for you. So we want to help hundreds of thousands of students to pass their exam, so that they can move on with their life in the UK, Australia, whichever English-speaking country you are going to. So make sure you come along tomorrow. I'll tell you more about that and tell you how we can help you to pass your exam quickly and effectively. So thank you very much for coming along today, everyone. If you want some more information about you want to look at our free blog articles or any of the other things that we've got, the free resources we have on our website, go to swooshenglish.com and let me know in the chat box if you're going to come along to our free class tomorrow, where we're going to be analyzing an OET writing letter and showing you how you can get it from the grade it's at. It's probably like a C+, all the way up to an A. Okay, so make sure you come along tomorrow. And like I said, I'll be telling you a little bit more about the brand new swoosh for 2019 and beyond. Thank you very much, everybody. And before I go, I'll just see if we've got any questions coming through. Let's see. Okay, do you have only letter correction package? Yeah, we'll be telling you more about that tomorrow, Michael. Thank you for your help, said Christina. Okay, lots of people saying they've shared the OET live class video. Fantastic. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a good rest of the day. Keep studying hard, and I'll see you in the class tomorrow. If you're not part of our email service, don't worry, because we'll also post it on Facebook for you so you can get the link to come along to the free class tomorrow. Thank you very much.